Welcome back, guys. As I promised, another live trading video where I will show you guys how I profit from the depth market, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So I'm still trying to find a good entry, and I can see this is the point of control today. Today's point of control, which means a point of control is where the most amount of contracts have been traded at a price. So we can see at 5575 there's a lot of contracts traded. I mean the most. And price usually likes to come back into the zone after it moves away from it. So one of the strategies is just trading towards the point of control. So we can see the price is moving up, and at some point, if we can see buyers being exhausted, which means blue, and if we see a lot of blues but price actually not going up, which means a lot of buying but it's not going up, we can determine that buyers are being trapped and it can snap back down aggressively, and that would be represented by a stopping volume candle, something like this on the chart, on the candlestick. But here I can see that happening in real time and actually before this prints. So by the time this candle prints, I can already see some buyers being trapped up here. So that's one good reason to use the depth of market, or to use the DOM, because you can actually not predict, but you can actually see a move happening before it actually happens. So right now you can see, as I said, price coming back into the point of control. So we could take a trade based on that. We can see there was a fair value gap here as well, and it got recovered 50%. If we can see a bounce off, that would be strong support, which means buyers who came in here pushing price up will actually protect their orders right now, which means price moves up. But we can also see an imbalance right here as well, so we have to be careful because they can move all the way down as well. So that's one thing to take into consideration. So I'm just trying to find an entry. I can see there was a lot of selling right here. So if we see those red boxes, very red boxes, are actually representing more sellers than average. As we can see, this 200, 250, 202, it's not really that many sells, so it's not really red as compared to this one, you see, or to this one. So we can see there was a lot of selling, and then I actually managed to drop down. So if we come back into this zone, maybe we can expect these guys to come in again to push it down. So that could be a quick scalping opportunity, so we can try that, or we can just hold as well and hold it until we come to the point of control. So this is me just scalping. This is not me building positions. This is just a quick scalp, just a point, 2 points. So if we can see, so this from 5582.25 to 5582.50, that's one tick. But 1 point is $1, so from 8350 to 450, So that's 1 point. A tick is just this one sweep, and we'll just try to get a go fill. Okay, it's moving up. I just want them to come into this zone, this selling zone, to see if these guys will come in again. So we can see that this would be around 83.75, so right here. So I place my limit sell, as we can see here. So when they come in, as we can see, you see how it came into the zone to quickly reject it. So these sellers are being engaged again. But I would need to see more buys, so sorry, I would need to see more sells here, which means these red boxes, I would need to see them here as well being engaged to grant me the idea that they're coming in to then quickly pull it off. So we're coming in again at the place. I can see a lot of buys here, which is not a good sign, but we'll see. We can see that there were 264 sells coming in here, so we can just mark that off. You see how aggressively it comes back down again after it comes into the zone. So there are some sellers breaking or not allowing price to go up. Okay. But there are those pushes up, so okay, we have to be very careful right here. Okay, I'm not seeing those cells coming in, as we can see red, but here is not red. I'm seeing some red here. Okay, this might be the move down. Hold on. This could be the move down. I can see some buyers trapped, as we can see, a lot of green boxes, but it's not actually going up. On the chart, I can still see this imbalance not recovered, fair value gap. So we could trade towards that fair value gap. I can see 200 EMA on the 5-minute time frame, potentially acting as resistance. So let's see. Okay, that's a fast sweep. We could get in to trade towards the point of control, but we have to be very careful. As we can see, it's dropping. There it is, $50 profit. Nice. Can we continue down? $100. Okay, that's a big sweep. Whoa. Okay. We can lock in the profits right now. That's a lot of sells. This would be my zone to take profits. So, boom, there it is. So that's one way to trade depth of market. So that's just me, showing you guys how to scalp. So that was a quick scalp. We saw these orders here being engaged here as well. We saw this buy being exhausted. We didn't really see those red boxes here. There wasn't that much, but we still saw, them dropping down. We also saw these buys here being trapped and then them not really moving up. And so there was as well this imbalance here, and of course this one right here that we said they would go to. So as we can see, they've dropped down to that imbalance and then some more. And the biggest confluence for the trade was this point of control. As I said, it's the most lucrative, as how can you say it, the most interesting place on the DOM or on the market, because market makers know there are people here building positions, so they will go away from it to come back in, go away from it to come back in, go down to come back into the point of control. So that's one way to trade. So I just pay myself quick profits, 200 something bucks profit. It's decent. We still need a lot, but so yeah, that's just me showing you guys how to trade, how to scalp. Sometimes I build positions, so I would go on the micros and actually build positions, but this is just me scalping, just fast in, fast out. And as we can see that buy cluster here is actually acting as support right now, so we could maybe long from here as well. But I can see there is rotation on the VWAP, so this line right here is a VWAP, so it's volume weighted average price. So as you can see, price likes to rotate around it. Rotation means as just goes up and down, this rotation, so it's rotating around it. There is no clear trend. A clear trend would be just price moving like this, and then VWAP following it. That would be a trend. That would be me building positions, but right now I can't, because it's rotating. Every time it moves away from it, it comes back into it. So that is also another another thing you can take into consideration when trading. You can trade that as well. That's, as we can see, there's the bounce. So I'm seeing some buys as well. This zone could be acting as resistance again. So I'm seeing some buys here, actually managing to push price up. I can see some imbalances here on the Nasdaq, which are getting recovered, I think. Yeah, it's in the process. Let's see if I can take maybe one more trade, or if not, we're gonna get out. Okay, I'm not really seeing any big buys or sells compared to the average. I mean, this is the average. Above average would be 264 or 139. So 3-digit numbers would be above average. Okay, we can see some 3-digit numbers, and it actually managed to push up. Okay, you see how it comes back into that zone to only come back down again. So we could maybe short again. I could place a short, but I feel like I've missed on the move already. So let's see. Okay, they push up again. 110 right there on the sell side. Let's see. Okay. I'll tell you guys later what all these numbers mean. The only thing you need to focus on right now is Excel charts and these numbers, these cells here, because it all correlates, to my trading. So there's a drop again. So we've kind of missed the move. So that's okay. can see that push up again. You see a lot of selling, but it's not actually dropping, so that could be a sign that there are some buyers being trapped, or sorry, there are some sellers being trapped here. So we could potentially go long here, but unless they move up very aggressively, it would just mean that the bids are holding. But you see how quickly it comes back down again. So someone is in here protecting the zone, not letting it go up. So let's see. Pulling from the offers right here, adding to the bids, going up. Not seeing that much buying again. Okay, you see the very red box, but it didn't really drop down. You know, it didn't really clear. And that quick push up. Okay, the point of control has changed. As we can see, the point of control has changed. So this was the previous point of control on this falling profile, but as we can see, they've transacted more here, so it changed. It changed. 210 on the sell side at the point of control, so that's big. This could be a sell point to then go lower again to this previous point of control. Let's see. Going up. Okay. Come back down, pulling from the offers. Even distribution on the bids and the offers, the total amounts. Just it's a slow day. It's a very slow day. Usually it likes to, you know, follow a trend like this, but now it's very choppy, as we can see, you know. So we're just trying our best to just scalp, quick, fast in, fast out. You know, I'm really conscious of not really trying to force a trade here to show you guys how I trade, but you know, I don't really want to force trades for the sake of the video, you know. I mean, if I see an opportunity, I will take it, but if not, I won't. So let's see. Let's see. We can see a consistent amount of sells here coming in. Oh, there's the drop. Okay. This could be a, you know, a start of a drop down. Let's see. Still seeing some pulling from the offers right here. Pulling for the bids now. 54 on the sell side. Managed to push price lower. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything to place my trades with. I can see some sellers coming in on the Nasdaq, but it's not really dropping, which could mean it could rise. Same here. You see a lot of buying, but it drops. Dropping down, a lot of selling, but it rises, you know. It's just the same, but the opposite. Okay, yeah, there's a move up. Let's see if they can sustain this move to the upside. So all of these sellers here have, you know, been trapped. So we could see a move up. Let's see. Still, you know, kind of even on these total amounts of bids and offers. Pulling from the offers right there. 81 on the buy side. It's moving, it's moving, it's moving. It's coming back into the zone that we marked off. Those sells. Let's see if these sells can hold. Okay, we can sell. Okay, we can maybe take a quick scalp right here. A very quick scalp, you know, just $50 profit. Pulling from the bids, there we go. 230, 254, adding on the sell side, good. Let's see, come on, hit, come on. Pull for the bids again, there it is. Okay, so we made another 50 bucks. So the logic for this trade was just, did you see those quick pushes down? How it just comes into the zone to quickly snap down. Comes into the zone to quickly snap down. So just took advantage, you know, I took advantage of that. And, you know, I was just risking 50 bucks to gain 50 bucks. So it's just a quick scalp, you know, fast in, fast out. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And I mean, you saw how I used the depth market to my advantage to win those trades, and what I paid attention to, you know, where my attention went most, how I was quickly adapting to the market, how precisely I entered those shorts, and how precisely I exited. And you saw me, you know, one trade I held it for a bit longer, one trade I held it for a bit shorter, and you saw why I was holding some trades, you know, for longer and shorter, how I was trading towards that point of control on that first trade, and on the second trade, how I saw them, you know, getting very close to the highs, and I was kind of seeing those buys coming in, and I just said to myself, this needs to be a very quick short, you know. So I have to keep it light, and I have to keep my stops very tight, and you know, I just risked 1-to-1, and I got out quickly. So that's just me, you know, managing risk. That's the most basic stuff. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll come back tomorrow and See you guys.